Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamina. Joining me today is Mayor Carla Brown from the City of Pleasanton. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
You always have interesting things to say, and may I start off by asking for Mayor's Choice?
Mayor's Choice,
Yes.
which is great. So over the past year, I've had a few conversations here with you about the Pleasanton Police Department, and particularly about staffing, how many sworn officers we have in the field. So today I thought we'd talk about that and some of the changes we've been working on over the last few months, specifically about recruiting officers. So today I'm pleased to share that we are fully staffed. So we budget for 73 sworn officers, and we are fully staffed. And this means that we can return to some of our specialty units, such as the ARU, which is our Alternative Response Unit. And for those who may have forgotten, an Alternative Response Unit is a clinician and a police officer, a sworn officer, and they focus on mental health issues here within the community. Those individuals that are experiencing a mental health crisis, for example. And what the ARU has done has been tremendous. So much so that the City of Pleasanton received a state award called the Helen Putnam Award. It's very prestigious, and we competed with cities across the state for this award. So particularly the ARU connects individuals in need with services. So somebody who's going through a mental health crisis may not be able to find the services they need long term. We'll help them today, but what will happen tomorrow?
Yes.
So as these officers now that we're fully staffed come out of training, you'll see more traffic safety patrol out. So Marshall, I'm sure you drive safe, but definitely follow the speed limits. Mm-hmm. Do you do that?
I certainly can.
I know you and I both need to really watch out for that. So I'm happy to share there have been increase. So there have, now we'll be fully staffed for these things like traffic control. In addition, I wanted to talk about crime. So we've heard increases in other communities throughout the Bay Area and East Bay, Alameda County, regarding increase in crime issues. So I'm pleased to say Pleasanton has not seen those increases. As a matter of fact, the most recent statistics show we are decreased by 4% compared to 2024. Here in 2024. Mm-hmm. So let me try that again. We've had a decrease by 4% in our 2024 statistics as compared to a 3-year average over the past 3 years. Now, the reason we do a 3-year average is because we've had some variability. COVID meant different numbers, post-COVID meant different numbers still. So we did a 3-year average to compare. So it's exciting that we're a safe community. We knew that back in our FM3 did a survey of our residents back in 2023. And 93% of our residents feel very safe in Pleasanton.
Well, they should.
And they have a right to feel safe because it is a safe community. When you see criminal activity, most of those individuals come into our community from other cities. Yes, they say, oh, Pleasanton is a good place for criminal activity. However, we've got some great police officers, and they're prosecuting, and we're making sure that those arrests are made and criminals are prosecuted. So it is a really important topic. And I want to share that our own police chief, interim police chief Gina Anderson, will be providing this information and a lot more at our December 3rd City Council meeting over at 200 Old Brunel, starting at 7 p.m. So if anybody wants to hear more, you can watch it on Local TV 30, or you can come in person and ask questions.
Well, as an aside, you and I spoke some time ago about mental health situations and the possibility of having a mental health professional go along with a police officer. Is that the case?
That is exactly what our Alternative Response Unit does. and it's tremendously impactful. This is helping reduce our homeless counts. It's helping reduce teens that may be suicidal. It's helping anybody with a mental health crisis or a personal crisis that could benefit from a clinician. And since they dialed 911, this is where you get a police officer.
Well, that was sure worth mentioning twice. Thank you. We've had you not realized, an election recently, and I wonder if you can give us a quick update on the results and who won the 3 contested seats.
We did have 3 contested seats, and Pleasanton elections have it set up that every 2 years, 3 seats are up.
A majority.
So it would be a majority of the 5 council members, exactly. The mayor runs every 2 years, and the council is a 4-year term. And you might recall previously we've talked about districting, and the City of Pleasanton has districts. So while the results are not final as of this taping of this meeting, it usually takes about 30 days, because we all know elections are they're so critical to the representation of our community, federally, state, across the board. So they need to be accurate, and so the Alameda County Registrar of Voters, those that count our votes here in Pleasanton, ask for at least 30 days from that date, the November 5th date. So we don't have the results yet, and but we are looking for some trends that are happening right now. So myself, for example, I was up for election after serving 12 years as an elected in the City of Pleasanton, 8 years as council and 4 years as mayor. And I'm really proud and pleased that I get to step into retirement and being a busy grandmother and travel and enjoy my retirement. And elected will be what is now Council Member Jack Balch. He will step in, and I'm proud to pass the gavel to him.
That seems pretty pat at this point?
The trends are certainly showing that, but not official. You're right. There's still many votes to be counted. So it's at this point, it's assumed Jack Balch will take over the mayor's role. And then for 2 council member elects, should the trends hold, Craig Eicher will be the new council member for District 2, and Matt Gatos will be the new council member, District 4. But as you said, it's not official yet.
But if it should happen that you'll be retiring, you should be very proud of the 12 years that you served.
Thank you.
The city is a greatly better place for it.
I really appreciate you saying that. So I've certainly worked very hard for the city for over those 12 years. It is a job because you love and care Pleasanton, and you want it to be turned over to those that are going to also care as much about this community and be in touch with the residents. There are many misunderstandings about what the role is of a mayor, and maybe that would be a topic for the future since I have one more TV30 interview to do. But as I campaigned, people thought I helped pick different restaurants downtown. I don't have influence in restaurants downtown other than I go and I dine there. I do not pick stores at the mall. I don't get to choose those. Those are in the hands of somebody else. But what I do get to do is help influence the city and be one of 5 of the council members. And of course, I run the meetings and I speak on behalf of the city as I am today.
After 6 terms of experience of what you just mentioned, I can fully understand what you mean.
Yes, it's a big job. It's an important job.
It is, and you feel it well. You should be very proud. Some of the highlights for me for Pleasanton have been your annual report to the city.
Yeah, our states of the city are tremendous. I've enjoyed doing those.
It's just fabulous.
And if anybody wants to come by and wish the incoming and outgoing elected officials a good handshake and words of encouragement or support, the event will be taking place at the lobby of the City Council Chambers, which is 200 Old Burnell, starting at 6 p.m. on December 17th. So I will be mayor until December 17th. And the public is welcome to attend, as are you and family and friends, to welcome and support incoming and outgoing candidates.
That'll be something. It'll have its high points and its low points.
Yeah.
The sales tax measure, you've been close to that. It didn't pass. What's next? Is the city planning to make any immediate change about you might have in mind, or how will it affect the upcoming budget planning cycle?
Well, it will dramatically affect the budget cycle. So again, the results are not final as of this taping, but the city always remains committed to using community funds carefully. They are your tax dollars. They are our residents' tax dollars. However, without additional funding coming into the city or additional revenue, Measure PP, some difficult decisions will have to be made. And there will be cuts and there will be reduction in services. So 72% of the general fund is exactly that, personnel. So personnel will be some of these changes. The city council will make those final determinations. And, but in the near term, the city is reviewing all spending for all different needs throughout the community. And they'll be making some very tough decisions about where those
the staff also?
Staff is absolutely. We're looking at a reduction in staff. We're looking at hiring freezes. We're looking at holding positions.
Nothing's sacred.
Nothing is sacred. You're right.
I heard that too many times.
Yeah, sadly it's difficult, but these are the decisions that this new council will need to make, and they will have to right-size the city to meet the community's expectations. So loud and clear, the voters said they are not interested in a half-cent sales tax increase, and so the city has only one solution, and that is to cut, and cuts will be made.
It'll be a while before you know if that was the right or wrong decision. But you'll certainly know.
I supported Measure PP. I thought so many people live in Pleasanton and enjoy all the amenities that we have, the funding we give to nonprofits to help those in need, and it will be an adjustment. I won't be on the council, so we'll see what the choices are made.
Yes. About the interface between the council and the planning commission, can you tell us a bit about that? What projects are they working on, and what authority do they have in the decision-making process?
Well, the planning commission is both advisory, and they also has some decision-making roles.
Statutory as well as advisory.
Exactly. But those decision-making roles can be appealed to the city council for a final review if anyone in both the council or the applicants wish. So really the Planning Commission focuses on land use related matters. The Commission's responsible for final decisions on some types, again, it could be appealed, for permits and approvals for conditional use permits, design review, housing site compliance, parcel maps, and significant projects such as those. So think land, where the council looks at parks and recreation, civic arts, budgets, and land. So when you see somebody take a role from a planning commission up to a city council, they've got some commonality and a whole lot more things to learn. So we are always patient as they begin to learn all these other variables. So the Planning Commission reviews and acts as an advisory body, as we said, and they make recommendations to the City Council. Most decisions, the final decision will take place at the City Council level. As part of this process, staff works diligently to provide all of the same information that we'll get later if we make the final decision. They put together complex and extensive detailed staff reports so that those planning commissioners will have everything they need to make an informed decision. So hearings at the Planning Commission are public, and they can be attended by the residents that are interested, and definitely for the applicants and those that are involved in the final decision-making process.
Well, in theory, could a planning commissioner who was on the minority side protest that, be one of the protesters and challenging it?
They need to have voted in the positive to challenge something.
There you go.
If, like city council, at least. But mostly they're appealed to the council.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. We are here talking with Mayor Carla Brown from the City of Pleasanton. Number 5, it goes by so fast. The topic is the Water System Management Plan. What can you tell us about it?
Well, what's more important than clean, safe drinking water?
Not much.
Well, the city delivers water to your doorstep if you live here in the City of Pleasanton. And we have an acronym because we're government. It's called WSMP, which is the Water System Management Plan. And it is a 20-year plan. And I will say this as a person who's been on this council for 12 years, finally, we have a 20-year water management plan. And that will help us determine where to spend money and where needed improvements.
Did our friends at Zone 7 have any impact?
No, not this topic.
Okay.
They deliver water to us, and then we deliver it to your doorstep.
There you go.
Yeah, so a 20-year plan is the first of its kind, and it's way overdue. It's a clear picture of upcoming regulatory requirements as well, which are always changing. You know, federal and state government water maximum contaminants are constantly changing, so we need to be on top of that. So this will provide a near, midterm, and long-term about projects such as emergency backup generators. If you lose electricity, who's pushing water to your house?
It's got to be huge.
That's exactly. For pump stations, pipeline replacements, replacing old water pipes. And we have tanks up on the hills, and they need to be rehabilitated. And then also projects that address fire suppression. If there's a fire suppression and you have water sprinklers in your house and the water system's shut down, how are you going to put out the fire? So there's so many things related to a water system, but it's not inexpensive. We had a water rate increase, and here's one of the reasons why. This 20-year water rehabilitation system is estimated at more than $280 million. And as a former mayor, you know that's a big, big number.
That's almost as much as the city manager makes.
280 million.
Yeah.
Is a lot more. But so how we're going to be able to provide clean, safe drinking water and update our system, improve it, and continue to meet these new regulations is all part of the 20-year water program.
I think if you're known for anything, you're known for your absolutely wonderful management of water, the PFAS system, the cooperative efforts between agencies. You should be very, very proud of the impact you've had, and it's been very, very positive.
Thank you. I learned a lot about water over the last 12 years.
Are there any upcoming events that you'd like to tell us about?
Of course. So in downtown Pleasanton, we have Small Business Saturday, and that kicks off on November 30th. So a little bit after Thanksgiving, of course, part of those Black Friday go shopping at our small businesses. You know, the statistics on small businesses are really interesting. So not only does it keep our local sales tax local, but there are over 3,700 small business proprietors in the City of Pleasanton.
3,700.
3,700. And they range from retail stores, restaurants, fitness studios, hair salons, and everything in the middle. So these small businesses are also an economic engine for us, and they provide 32,000 jobs here in the City of Pleasanton. So the city is joined with our Pleasanton Downtown Association to support shopping at these small businesses. To spend local, the city's offering a holiday bonus. So your Christmas present, come to Pleasanton and get a gift Pleasanton card. And it's good for 48 businesses throughout the city, not just downtown, throughout the city. So this will launch on November 30th. It'll be fun, shop local, have fun, wear a holiday sweater and have a great time. If you want more details, go to the website pleasantondowntown.net for more. And this will be my final hometown holiday parade, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Don't you love parades?
I love parades.
Aren't you the parade mayor?
I do. You're absolutely right there. So we're going to, on Saturday, December 7th, we're going to have our hometown holiday parade, our tree lighting ceremony. We're going to have music, we're going to have singers, we're going to have so much fun, and it happens rain or shine. So for the details, and we might even see Santa and Mrs. Claus come by. So we're always looking for volunteers and parade entries. If you have a float, you want to come be in the parade, an organization, send your information, and for more details, go to thehometownholiday.com, and let's see you there. But I'm so proud. I'll be lighting the Christmas tree and flipping the switch alongside Mr. Claus.
Thank you, Mayor, for all these really wonderful things you have to say about the entire city of Pleasanton, although there's a lot more left, I know. But thank you for watching, too. This has been our edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. Join us for the next report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamina, thanking you for joining us.